Hey, welcome back to the Rusty Bob's YouTube channel. Today, doing some work on the 6-shooter dirt track car. So PD dropped it off this morning. You saw on my Instagram photo of us welding on the trailer, which is just parked over there. Anyways, we got all the panels done up. We're thinking we're gonna add some sheet metal here just to add a little bit of signage space. Because we don't have, it's not a wing car, so we don't have top wing, front wing to put signage. This is all we've got. So the more sheet metal we can put on the sides, the more signage we can go. I've got some Zeus brackets to weld on and a few more Zeuses to punch through on the sheet metal just to keep it from rattling. And then this exhaust here, once I got the panels off, I'll show you. We got a couple of Zeuses to mount, one on either side at the top and then one right in the bottom in the middle for the front scoop. And then you know, just odds and ends, like I'm gonna punch a Zeus in here to hold those 3 sheets together, and then there'll be a Zeus in here somewhere just to hold this sheet on, because this sheet actually isn't Zeused on anywhere. It's just trapped behind this panel and this panel, which are fastened on. That way, in emergency, you just easily push that panel out. That ended up coming up all right. I don't have an English wheel or anything, so I kind of shaped that aluminium panel just kind of on my knee and on the bench a little bit. Actually come up pretty good. We're all pretty happy with it. We're gonna add in, like I said, a piece of tin up here, a little bit more signage on the sides. And then this exhaust, I've got 2 V-bands to put in. So it's kind of just cobbled together last season in a hurry, so I want V-bands so we can disconnect that. Once I got the panels off, I'll show you what I'm talking about there. And then just tidy up a little bit of the panels here and there, and it's basically ready for the season. For those of you who aren't familiar with racing hardware and all that kind of stuff, Zeus is actually a name brand of a guy invented a quarter turn fastener that is pretty much widely used in the industry now. They look like this when they're in, and literally you stick it in quarter turn and it's got a little spring. I'll show you here. So this is a blank which you'd weld on, and then this spring clip you rivet onto there like that, and then when the Zeus comes through and you give it a quarter turn, it actually pulls together on that spring, so it's fastened in there and it won't rattle loose because it's under that spring tension. Yeah, underway here. So I've got those little Zeus brackets. So they were on the outside here, and I've moved it to the inside to support this front scoop. I did the same with the very front there. It was on the top because the way the old scoop was. So I cut it off there, moved it to the back side, got that all mounted up, nice and solid and straight now. And then this side here, I had to add a couple of brackets. So I've added that one in there and 2 on the frame back there. And then I've got to do one more right there on that section of frame, and then that's going to hold that that seam shut. And then that side is done, but because we're going to add the tin up here, I'm going to end up probably adding a Zeus bracket in there somewhere. I'm not sure how I want to do this yet. So, and then we were gonna kind of bring it down here, kind of like that. So maybe I'll have a Zeus here and then one up there or something. So I should be able to fit something in there if I weld it in there like that, and then one down here like this. So we'll see how that works. I'm gonna make that panel first before I weld those brackets in. So I'll bring you in on this exhaust here. So headers here are reversed, they come to the front, and then they Y up there in the middle, and then you got the one pipe coming out the other side. So I'm going to put the V-bands in right here and right over there so that you can pull that pull the exhaust out the top, kind of shimmy it past. It's actually not going to work that way now that I'm looking at it, because we've got all the hoses there. To look at this a little bit harder, maybe I'll be able to fit through there. Anyways, we'll figure it out. Yeah, so then it comes on this side and goes out the one pipe. So the problem is right now, the way the brackets are, it's a real pain to get them apart. So we'll do that. It'll make that a lot easier. Get that Zeus spot identified there. That's the only one I've got to add on this side. And that's just into itself. There's no bracket there. Otherwise, all those panels are good. And then whatever I do on that side, I'm going to do the same on this side. Coming around here like that. Okay, so I got that header cut off. I just cut a rough cut to separate it to get it off of the car. Now you can see I've got that side off as well. And again, just sawzalled the hole. I did mark this with a line and a line corresponding on the exhaust pipe. You can see it there, so that I can clock it properly, but actually don't need to worry about clocking it because of the way that the V-bands work. I just have to get them on there square. So I'm going to use a paper, and I saw this old trick years ago. I can't remember who showed it to me. We'll see if I can do it here with the camera. And so basically what you do is you wrap a piece of paper around there. Here, hold on a second. You wrap the paper around and then line up the edge like that. That gives you a perfect circle around there. If you line it up and then you manipulate this so that the edge lines up with the other one, that it's parallel here or straight, you can see it's not. It comes down to there, so I've got to straighten it up. That's going to make a perfect circle around the pipe. Well, got these V-band brackets installed. Of course, the T-bolt was stainless and they just stripped right away, so I've got new ones of those coming. So FYI, pro tip of the day, you're gonna have to ratchet those on by hand, because if you use the impact, it stretches that stainless, cross threads it, snap, poing. And I didn't learn my lesson on the first one. I learned it on the second one. So I've got 2 new V-band clamps coming, but I'm using these as zip ties just to hold them in place. So that's all good. This side's done. So on these, the other system was this sleeve here and these tabs with the bolt and the nuts welded on in the back. And of course, with the hot and cold, this is almost impossible to get off. That's why we've gone to the V-bands. Don't look too closely at my welds. They are solid. They're just a little boogery on the top there. But they are nice and solid right through. Good penetration on the back side. So I'm taking these off, doing a around there, gluing those back on, because they're kind of right in the way of the bodywork. This one had the tabs right here, and it was keeping the bodywork from being tight to the frame. So that's where we're at. This side's all done, and when the new V-band clamps come, we'll just put those on there. This side, I'm just going to do that. That can go back on. That's finished. All of the tabs are done. I do have the rad mount bracket here is let go, so I'm going to quickly, you see it there, I'm going to quickly grind this out and just go down there, and that'll hold that. But all these guys riveted on, painted. I'm going to paint the rest of the inside of that because it'll get wrapped on the other side, but not these sides facing out. And then yeah, that'll all be done. Well, as you can see, it's dark out. We did get her all back together, so we've got exhaust is done. Just need to throw on those V-band clamps when they come. All of the Zeus mounting points are finished. We added one in the middle there, right where the end of my finger's pointing, and that's pulling 3 sheets together there. Did kind of even out this hole around the exhaust now that that's all finalized. a few little trimmy bits, you know, down here just to match up the other panels. So like I said before, I've got that piece to do and then on the other side yet, but that's all mounted up. Oh, there's those. And it's dark, so I'm gonna finish cleaning up all the garbage tomorrow. But yeah, she's all back together. We got that one's holding 3 panels together, and then there is a Zeus there I gotta drill a hole for still, but and then straightened up that line there so it matches. A couple of Zeuses there. That panel I'm gonna just rework the flange that goes behind. Right now it goes on top. It's gonna rebend it so it goes in behind, look a little nicer. And then yeah, it's do that up there, and then I believe it's going in to get all the new design mocked up, and there you go. Hey, like I said before, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the videos, and check out the Instagram. Go to the store, rustybobs.com. There's some stuff to buy on there, and hey, we'll bring you in another video soon.